Second topic of simple support resistance clusters, auxiliary retracements. Construction of several retracements allows to determine price areas where a cluster is located. Standard method of finding simple clusters means construction of retracements according to the rules shown in previous topic. Situations when we cannot build retracement on a specific cryptocurrency pair are quite normal. This is because the rule of 61.8 breakout put a restriction on selection of point to build this tool. Next figure will demonstrate the situation on Monero USD pair where auxiliary retracement was used to find the cluster. This chart demonstrates retracement built on the X1A1 trend. Obviously, this is insufficient to identify the resistance cluster on developing correction X2A2. Here we need an auxiliary retracement. This tool should be constructed by the following rule. To build an auxiliary retracement for finding the cluster, we need to find the longest correction within the main trend and build retracement from its end point. The auxiliary retracement is constructed as follows. First, we must find the longest correction in points within the main trend with already built retracement. After this correction, by timing and probability dynamics, a new price movement is started. Therefore, it must be used in construction of the retracement. The auxiliary retracement is constructed from the X2 maximum, which became the endpoint of internal correction C1X2. Both tools allowed to define key resistance clusters 50% and 61.8. As seen here, price reached a resistance cluster and then started downward from this area. Thus, the auxiliary retracement allowed identification of the key resistance cluster. Like in previous example, a retracement built on the X1A1 trend does not show resistance cluster to be traded. This is because X2A2 is most likely still developing. To construct auxiliary retracement, we need to identify the longest correction within trend X1A1. To do this, corrections are compared by their size, and the longest one is selected. Internal trend correction suitable for construction of auxiliary retracement is highlighted. The longest one is obviously C4. Therefore, this correction was used to construct the auxiliary retracement. Following construction of this tool, two key clusters were identified. This area consists of 50% and 61.8 level. Development of this situation is shown next. Here, the price successively reached the cluster defined earlier. This cluster consisted of two key levels and was the strongest. After reaching this resistance area, price reversed and started downward movement. As shown in this example, price nearly reached first of two support clusters. After the deepest correction, auxiliary retracement was constructed in the trend X1A1 at the minimum point X2. Two key clusters were defined. First consists of 38.2 and 50% level, and second 50% and 61.8. As both are key clusters, we could expect that price would stop on both. Let's see development of this situation. Price reached both support clusters in succession and reversed from both zones. Now that we are familiar with finding simple clusters of support and resistance, we need to understand how to use these clusters in trading. Whether to open transaction once price approached the cluster, or to wait until price forms a certain reversal model. In this chapter, we reviewed only one type, simple cluster. Further throughout the course, we will discuss another type, composite clusters. But now, let's talk about an amazing graphical models that occur during development of correction. And those are determined by applying Fibonacci retracements.